Boots, they're everywhere. Mountains, the Wild West, offices, even at the North Pole. Like, come on, I love boots too much. Probably a concerning amount, especially those Timberland boots. Probably that's why I'm having differences with my wife. But that's a personal matter. Moving on. The bigger question here is, how the hell does Timberland manage to create such fabulous gifts for your feet that almost put me at the brink of divorce? Anyways, why are they ruling the boots market, and should I really consider couples therapy? Let's skip that last part for now and focus on how a simple piece of leather turns into the best boots ever. Trust me, it's a wild ride of roaring machines and seriously skilled hands. Get ready to have your mind blown. And before that, make sure to subscribe for, safety measures. Now, let's get into it. So where does the epic saga of a Timberland boot actually begin? Spoiler alert, it's not with a bolt of lightning and a booming voice. It starts with some seriously clever workers hunched over computers working their magic. These design gurus, fueled by caffeine and a serious shoe obsession, are sculpting these boots in the virtual world. We're talking super complex 3D models, every stitch, every curve, and every layer carefully planned. They're even thinking about how your foot bends and moves. Biomechanics, baby. And they're geeking out over material science, picking out components, like choosing tools for constructing a castle for your feet. Support, flex, and ultimate toughness. Their fancy software even predicts how these materials will handle stress, like a digital stress test. These digital blueprints are so precise, they can calculate exactly how much material they'll need. Before any real leather gets touched, they even whip up quick 3D printed models. Yeah, once the digital dream is locked in, bam! The factory floor roars to life. We're talking a specialized supply chain where raw materials are like VIPs with serious performance resumes. Leather isn't just leather, people. It's gotta be tough as nails, tear resistant, and breathable, all at the same time. They put these hides through the ringer, literally. Machines test how much force it takes to rip them. We're talking newtons of force. And how well they let your feet breathe. And the rubber for those legendary outsoles? Forget just any old rubber. This is a super secret formula designed for maximum grip. They even have machines that measure slippage, toughness against scrapes, and even flexibility in freezing temperatures. Even the thread gets the superhero treatment. I mean, it's gotta be strong, UV resistant, and unfazed by moisture. And guess what? These materials often come with a gold star for being ethically and environmentally sourced. Good for your feet and the planet. Ever stare at a classic yellow Timberland and think, how did they get that color so well? Stay with us to find out. They dunked the new buck leather into vats of aniline dyes. These dyes soak deep down, giving the leather a rich, long-lasting color. That iconic yellow? It's a carefully guarded recipe for specific dye chemicals, mixed and heated just right to get that perfect These skilled stitchers guide the leather under the needle, making sure every stitch is perfect. They're even counting the stitches per inch to ensure maximum strength. No weak seams allowed. Mess up here and you've got a boot that might fall apart on your adventures. And nobody wants that. Time to take the bottom of our soon-to-be legendary boot. They heat it up until it's like thick molten lava, but rubbery of course. Then, whoosh, it's injected into molds. These molds have all the details. The tread patterns, the grooves for grip, everything. The rubber is a mix of natural and synthetic ingredients with secret strengthening agents, and it cools down and hardens in the mold. It's like a volcanic process that creates a solid, durable foundation for the boot. Getting the temperature and pressure just right is crucial. Too hot or too cold, and you've got a sole that's either too brittle or too floppy. They even measure the hardness to make sure it's just right. With the top and bottom halves ready for their destiny, the moment of truth arrives. This is the grand finale of the body-making process, uniting the upper and the sole. But do you know what kind of super glue they use to stick those soles on? Well, it's not your everyday glue, that's for sure. This is serious business. We're talking industrial strength adhesives that could probably hold a small car together. Often polyurethane or polychloroprene based, chosen for their incredible grip and resistance to everything from water to temperature swings. Before the glue party, they often prep the surfaces with special primers to make sure the bond is extra strong. Then the adhesive is applied with pinpoint accuracy using automated dispensers. Finally, a powerful machine comes down, wham, pressing the two parts together with incredible force. This process is called lasting, where they stretch the upper part tightly over a foot-shaped form, the last, to make sure it fits just right. By now, it's time for the ultimate shield against the elements. To keep your feet dry, these boots get a special waterproofing treatment, like giving them an invisible high-tech raincoat, really. They treat the leather with special coatings that make water bead up and roll away. Sometimes this happens way back in the leather tanning process. They also seal up those tiny stitching holes with special tapes or liquid sealants applied with heat and pressure. Think of it as microscopic caulking. And many Timberlands even have a waterproof membrane like Gore-Tex, a super thin layer with tiny holes that are too small for raindrops to get in, but big enough for sweat vapor to escape. It's like breathable armor for your feet. They even put these boots through rigorous water torture tests. Yeah, dunking them, flexing them to make sure not a single drop gets through. Almost at the finish line, now comes the eagle-eyed inspection. Imagine a team of quality control ninjas scrutinizing every inch of these boots. They're checking every inch for those loose threads, every glute spot for imperfections, every bit of leather for scratches. They have checklists and super specific standards. Sometimes they even use high-tech cameras. Buckle up for a refreshing dive into the heart of orange juice creation. And if you decided to stay with us for this long and you're enjoying the video, well, please hit that like button. It goes a long way. Appreciate it. The journey of Tropicana starts way before any factory floor. It begins in citrus groves, where sunshine and expert care are the name of the game. Choosing the right oranges is like picking the star players for a juice dream team. Really, they select specific varieties known for their juicy yield, perfect sweetness, balanced acidity, and knockout flavor. Even how they pick the oranges matters. Yeah, they're super careful to avoid bruising, which can mess with the juice quality. When those Golden Globes arrive at the processing plant, well, they go through a rigorous quality check, testing for sweetness, ripeness, and making sure there are no blemishes or bad apples, or oranges, if you will. High-tech sorting machines with cameras and sensors scan each orange, kicking out any that don't meet the grade. Only the best of the best make it to the juicing stage. Next up, spa day for the oranges. Yeah, they get treated better than me. But anyways, they get a thorough wash and scrub down. A conveyor belt of oranges gets a high-pressure shower with rotating brushes and sanitizing sprays. This gets rid of dirt, debris, and any lingering pesticides, making sure everything is squeaky clean and safe. It's like a pre-game ritual before the main event. After their bath, they might even get another visual inspection, a final check to weed out any, stragglers that didn't make the cut. Now for the main event, the squeezing sensation. Oh yeah, this is where the magic happens, believe me. They use all sorts of high-tech juicers, each designed to get the most juice possible while keeping out any bitter stuff from the peel. Some machines cut the orange in half and squeeze out the juice. Others use rotating cups and fingers to gently separate the juice from the peel. They're constantly measuring how much juice they get from each orange, checking for any unwanted bitterness. It's a science, not just a squeeze. Ever wondered if they use the whole orange, peel and all? Well, the truth might surprise you. While the main goal is that sweet, juicy goodness inside, some clever processes actually extract valuable citrus oils from the peel. These oils are used in all sorts of food and drinks, but the peel itself usually doesn't go into the main juice stream. It can make it taste bitter, as we said. The raw juice then goes through a refining process. Imagine like tiny sieves and filters catching any stray pulp bits and seeds. They even use super fast spinning machines, centrifuges, to separate out any tiny particles, making the juice crystal clear. Sometimes they add special enzymes